Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, subscribe to my channel. I've never ever claimed to be a singer, so I'm sorry that I put you through that. Welcome to my channel. This is Mama Beauties here. This is a place where we all can have a difference in opinion, and it's okay. We will not hate on you for that. We will love you for that, and we are a channel that takes a stance against domestic violence. A lot of us suffer from addiction, and we're just here to lift each other and take care of one another. And if you get out of line, you will get regulated. And yeah, that's it. This is me in a nutshell. But right now, we are unfortunately going through the discovery right now, and it is morbid. Very, very morbid. The Chris Watts discovery. A lot of us have already read it, and we are picking through it with a fine tooth comb, just like we're going to do in his interview, the Wisconsin interview, where he gave another one of his confessions. We've only picked apart the first hour. We have the other 4 hours left to do with that. And then I want to dissect the book that was written that we all read. And I'm giving a lot of you time to read it as well, because it is a good read, and it is My Daddy is a Hero. Excuse me. So, yes, very good read. And we are going to go over that chapter by chapter as well. So, there's a lot in the next few months. And then by the time we're done with all that, there is another book. What is it called? I'll have to look. I have it on pre-order on Amazon, and it's written by another author named, his first name is John. I don't know what the last name is. Somebody in the chat will know what the book is. But it was on the tip of my head, but I completely forgot. I still haven't tried to take my Cadle book back to Barnes & Noble. I just haven't had time to go in that direction. I went to my parents' grave today. Luckily, they were both in the same graveyard, and so it was my son, 8-year-old's first time in a graveyard, and he was telling me not to step on the graves. He was precious. He said it's disrespectful. So I love him. Welcome, everybody. The new folks, the regulars, welcome on this fine Friday night. I'm happy to have you guys here in the chat. I got my coffee ready. We're getting ready to dive in. I went and got my ink, and I got an extra large ink, so I was able to print. I spent the last hour printing 100 pages or more. So yes, it is great. And I didn't want to spoil it. I want to do like a little book club on it almost. So once you guys read it, we'll be able to break it down together on the channel. And there's a lot of interesting information in there. And then I also have the DSM-5, which she talks about a lot in the book, and I can cross-reference and dive deeper into some of these things that are in the book. And so I'm super excited about that, being able to cross-reference the DSM-5 with the My Daddy is the Hero book. Hi, Chronic. Hi, Helen. Hi, everyone. Hey, 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 hey. I also have a precious friend of mine that is working on our t-shirts and our sweatshirts, but unfortunately she had a bout in the hospital, and she's doing good. She got out before Christmas, and so she's going to be working on my merch that I'm going to be privately selling, because I think in order to sell merch through Teespring, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers, and I don't quite meet that threshold. So I did try to set it up. I designed shirts and everything on Teespring, and they said that I didn't have enough subscribers to have a store. So I'm going to have to do that privately. But anyway, where is my cleansing cloth? Oh, there it is. Also, how many people are here? I'm going to be saying this a couple of times throughout the chat as the chat grows, if it grows. You guys, Leslie Bass's channel is back up and running. She also covered the Christopher Watts book and is a very awesome creator, you guys. One of the best. Probably one of the people that I am inspired by the most. She has 6 kids. She still runs her channel. She's very kind and compassionate, and she really is good. If you know, most of you know who she is. Her channel's back up, but she lost all her subscribers. She had well over 10,000, I believe, maybe even more, maybe like 17,000. I don't remember, but she had a bunch, you guys, and now she only has like 400. When I looked before, when I went to subscribe, she only had 233. So her channel got striked. There was a whole bunch of people hating on her, and bless her little soul, her channel finally got back up, but all her subscribers are gone. So if you love Leslie, get your butt over there and hit the subscribe button. If you've never heard of her, I'm telling you, if you like me, you will like her. This is her. She reminds me a lot of myself. She really does. So she's really down to earth, super cool. She's got 6 kids. She's a great mom. She's a great wife. She's a great creator. She covered the Chris Watts book by Sherilyn Cadle. She covers reality TV too. So you can just pick and choose the videos that you like from her because she is super genuine, you guys. So get over there and subscribe to her channel. I know you're already a subscriber, but she lost you just like she lost me. She only has like 430 subscribers right now, and that is not okay. It's probably going to go up by the hour. Yes, she's got 450 now, but I want to do everything I can. I'm going to say this again before I close the live, to go subscribe to Leslie's channel. What happened to her and her channel, which was her revenue, which was her income, and was horrible. And I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to get all wrapped up in YouTube drama, but she is worth watching. All right, ready? We are on page 898. I don't want to sound dumb. How do you PayPal? You just click my link that's in the description box and it'll walk you through it, Helen. That's all you got to do. You're so sweet for asking. I'm so sorry that I wasn't reading the chat, guys. You know, I get to talking. Book club. Yes, I've heard of the DSM-5. Oh, yes. And Mama's going to introduce everybody to it. And the merch is going to say, hey, girl, hey, and hey, boy, hey. So it'll say, hey, with an exclamation point. And then underneath, it'll say, girl, hey, with an exclamation point. And then or if you're a man, it'll say, hey, with an exclamation point, boy, hey. And I think it'll be great. Yeah, I am not a fan of that creator. I don't even want to say his name, Helen. Because of the way he drug her. So, which is definitely not true about the Christmas fund or whatever. He asked for money for coffee, and he asked for money for cigarettes, and he asked for money for lots of stuff. So it's okay to ask for money for Christmas when your YouTube channel got shut down, and it wasn't even her idea to do that. It was another creator's idea. So 5 minutes late and $1 short. Yes, she is awesome. I was worth watching once. I resubscribed immediately upon her post. It was heartbreaking. Can't believe what happened. To watch it unfold has caused me to be sad. Such evilness in the world. Yep, chronic. And that's why I knew they were coming for me at any point in time. That's why my address was put into the comments. So it's just something that we have to all face. And we have to handle it with grace. And I think she did. I don't care what anybody picked apart on her. She handled that whole thing with grace. And yes, she did. because trust me, I wouldn't have been as cool, calm, and collective as she was. DSM-5 is what the experts refer to in court cases as expert witnesses. Yes, and it's also what psychiatrists use to diagnose their people. It's like the mental health Bible is what the author of the book called it on Scott Reich's channel. And there are evidently other psychiatrists that are upset that she called it that, and that she even brought it up to us civilians, because people can misinterpret it, that it's very dry, technical book and all of that. But I find it to be very interesting read. And especially when you've heard people say, well, I've been diagnosed with borderline personality. Well, I've been diagnosed with anxiety disorder. You know, you're able to look it up and find out what that person's symptoms were and what kind of action they take and all of that. And if it's just very interesting to me. I guess it depends on who you are. Yes, I love Flossie too. I haven't been able to find her anywhere. I didn't see if she had a YouTube channel. I did subscribe to that um Flossie and Bass or something, and Sassy and Bass. I forgot what it was, but she was on there on Black Friday on that channel. But I've never been able to find Flossie's channel. Yes. Hey, everybody. Everybody. I hope everyone is having a awesome Friday. I really do. Why do people have to be dumbasses? Why can't creators be happy for other creators? I stop watching channels when they get catty. Me too. And even the ones that I, aren't nice to me or that have came at me or done something to me, I still give them the props that they deserve. Like, even though they did those things, I still am not ashamed to admit that some of these creators are the whole reason why I started my channel. Hearing their voices and thinking, well, they're not saying anything that I wouldn't say. I think I can do this. And some of these creators were the whole reason why I'm here. Little do they know, that's the thing, is we don't know the people in the world that we're helping, but we also don't know the people in the world that we're hurting. And so that's why you have to always make sure that you don't have a guilty conscience, that you have been kind and nice to people, and nothing falls on you for your bad attitude or for your negative treatment of somebody for a stereotypical reason or for any type of reason. You don't know what people are dealing with on a daily basis. You don't know what that person that you're hating on out in public deals with behind closed doors. So try to diagnose me with it. Oh yeah, I'm not trying to diagnose anybody. I promise. What I want to do 610 is whenever somebody tells me in my family, because a lot of people are clinging to their diagnoses, and there are a lot of misdiagnoses in children and adults. I was misdiagnosed my entire life. I did not find out that I had Asperger's or high functioning autism until I was 40, and I'm 41. So, I mean, I want to make sure that everybody has all the information if they want it. You know what I mean? I did a whole series at the beginning of my channel on Asperger's because I want people to know. I didn't even know what Asperger's was until the Sandy Hook kid. You know what I mean? That was the first time I'd ever heard that, and it was a tragedy. It was a horrible thing that was done and was being lumped with this, personality disorder or this social disorder. And it's just horrifying that we are so uneducated on mental illnesses, but we will say that we have one. You know what I mean? And then they'll tell you that your child is on the spectrum, and then they just throw you out in the world and they're like, deal with it and go buy a book or something. There's not really, there's a program here that meets once a month. I'm allowed to go have dinner with other parents with autistic children once a month, and that's at his doctor's office, and they do it at night from like 6:30 to 8:30, and they cater food, and they usually have some kind of coping skill class for you, and then they take the kid away for 2 hours, and they're with actual licensed people while you're learning your coping skill. So, I mean, that's good, but they need more things like that. They need aftercare for kids that, because there's a cutoff age here that kids can't be in childcare after 6 because they're primary school age. And so now they have to be like on disability or something to be able to qualify for any kind of help with childcare, and my son doesn't get disability. That's what I'm working on this year. His psychiatrist did give me a bunch of doctors' names in my area that I can reach out to. He said he totally qualifies. And the problem is when he was diagnosed, I thought that I just go down there and file for disability. But it was 1 month after he was diagnosed. So of course I was turned down. I didn't have all the proper assessments that he was supposed to take and all of that. And so my next step is just going to be hire an attorney. Yeah, me too. I'm disgusted about it too. All right, let's get into discovery. Hi, everyone. I'm so honored that you're here in chat with me. Nope, they shouldn't. That one video, I didn't see it. About Megan, you told us to check out J is for Justice. You're classy. Yes, I did. And she told me I'm too loud. She came over here when I had less than 1,000 subscribers and told me I'm too loud. But I still told you to go there, and I still go there. I still listen to her, even though she thinks I'm too loud and she was rude, and I blocked her from my channel. I still think she's awesome. Does that make me weird? I guess it does. Oh, I'm sorry you had creators come at you. I didn't know that. Glad you're here. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Bang, bang. Poor mama gets haters because she has 100% loyal followers that are pressured to pay for her attention. That's right. Everybody gets attention here. Besides, we like our smaller channel. We can build friendships. And as the channel grows, it will grow with genuine people. So even when it does get bigger, it will be people that were hand selected, not, just rapid growth. I used to get 50 to 100 subscribers a day in the beginning, and now I get from 1 to 10, and I love that. Hey, Chronic. No, I didn't mean that. I meant that he uses it against me. Oh, I understand. I was reading your comment, and then I didn't respond to it. I just went on into saying what I was saying. I'm so bad for that. I'm sorry, 610. Hey, Brandy, how are you? Yes, I have non-professional diagnosed me as bipolar just because I'm Italian and have a bad temper. I hate when people do that, Natasha. Oh, they jump for bipolar. Anytime any woman has any kind of hormones going on, we're bipolar. Oh, I'm sorry. He is not a nice person going through separation. I'm so sorry, 610. Brandy, that's too bad that others are jealous. Yeah, I think she's great, and I'm so happy I found her. And you guys seem cool, all of you. Thank you, Bang Bang Kiss Kiss. Yes, my subscribers are so uplifting, and they're so there for each other. And I mean, even when I don't see something going on, they see it and they uplift each other, and they all know each other. It's great. I'm sorry you have a virus, Brandy. Yeah, no drama. Let's see, I don't either. Everybody seems cool and laid back. Yes, it was yesterday, Brandy. Now have this experimental one they are proposing, but I'm researching it first as it is very scary surgery. Still have to go have another CT scan first. When are they trying to do that surgery, Chronic? Yeah, you are classy. No, not weird, just very cool. Thank you, Bang Bang. When are they talking about, are they allowing you to decide first before they even talk about scheduling you, or do they have a tentative date? Thank you, Bang Bang. That's sweet. Oh my God, Chronic, many prayers. I hope they stop poking and cutting you soon. We consider you our friend too, Natasha. Thank you. This is just truly amazing group Mama has built. I think so too. And I think that I couldn't have done it without all of you. I promise you that. You all inspire me very much and keep me going and give me an outlet. And I have friends and I have adults that I can talk to about other things than Roblox and Minecraft. That's the one thing I don't miss about public school, Brandy, is my son coming home with everything from public school, all the illnesses. Yes. You guys are so sweet. Don't hire an attorney to apply for disability. Lawyers do not want the claimant paid at the initial or record level. They get 25% of back pay. Well, email me, Emma, and we'll talk. I don't know anything other. I've already been turned down doing it myself. And I don't want to wait because he's already, he was diagnosed at 4 and I haven't received it. He's 8 now. So I haven't received it for 4 years. These dust destroyers at gmail.com. Okay. I am his teacher, Emma. I'm his teacher, and because we homeschool. All right, 898. Just email me, love, if you don't mind. And if you don't have time, it can wait. I'm not doing it until after the first of the year anyway. I did, baby love. It's right above your comment. Thank you, Emma Nicole. You are priceless to me. All right, you guys, this is the autopsy report for Bella Watts. This is, I'm very sensitive adult subject that we are getting ready to go over. Super huge trigger warning here, okay? Just wanted to beware. Just leave for a while. I think I'm going to be going through autopsy for quite a bit. So you might not even want to watch this video, the rest of this video, if you are triggered by these kinds of things, okay? And just know that Mama loves you and much love and big hugs, and you're a survivor. All right, so it says that there were all these things present in her chest cavity blood, but some of these things are because of the crude oil, of course. And it says there was benzene present, there was ethyl benzene present, toluene, and xylene, methylpentanines, butanol, ethanol, acetaldehyde. So I've never heard of any of these before in my life. So just want to let y'all know in case you have. And then the next page is 899, and it just goes into more of these names that I don't want to have to try to read, of these things that were present. And they all sound like crude oil stuff. And then they go into reference in the comments, and they tell you what some of these things are. So acetaldehyde, acetaldehyde, I don't know, is flammable, colorless liquid used industrially in many processes. like dyeing or pharmaceutical or chemical manufacturing. It can be found as the result of metabolism of numerous drugs, chemicals, and foods. A primary source for the finding of this chemical is biological specimens is via the metabolism of ethanol alcohol. Other common sources may include a paraldehyde, metaldehyde, or a phenacetine, ethyl esters, and vanilla. Some pathological conditions, diabetes, can account for increased acetaldehyde levels, especially after consumption of alcohol. Alcoholics and individuals taking the aldehyde dehydrogenase inhibitor antabuse, I guess it's a for alcoholics, concurrently with alcohol consumption may have elevated blood levels of this that was found in her system. Normal blood levels of acetaldol are probably less than 0.02 milligrams. And she had, let's find out how much she had. Shouldn't have threw that paper down. She had, just says present. It doesn't tell you how much. Yep, doesn't say how much. It just said present. Adverse effects such as flushing, headache, and shortness of breath may be present at acetaldehyde blood concentrations greater than 0.18 milligrams. Wow. So I wonder if he gave her some antabuse. It says it's present in that, and it causes adverse effects such as flushing in the face, and he said that there was visible signs of trauma, remember? And headaches and shortness of breath. I mean, who knows at this point? Could be anything. Thank you for emailing me. With my like governor's office 610. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, baby, I understand, Brandy. So then it says the benzene was probably definitely, yeah, it says it's an industrial solvent. So that's definitely from the oils, which is found in gasoline and paint removers. So, but the other thing is colorless liquid. It's clear. But it doesn't say anything about it being found in the acetaldehyde. Doesn't say anything about it being found in oils. So you're right, Brandy. The benzene is from the oil, but the acetaldehyde isn't. I mean, I can reread it again if you want me to, but it says that it's from pharmaceutical and manufacturing. It can be found as the result of metabolism of numerous drugs, chemicals, and foods. Its primary source for finding is metabolism of alcohol, ethanol alcohol. Other common sources may include all these other words I can't say. But maybe those other words are oil. So you could be right, actually. Okay, honey, you got it. I'll do that. I'll stay on top of it. But yeah, the benzene, it said it's from all the gasoline stuff. And the ethanol sounds like gasoline, but it says ethanol, alcohol. It says ethanol, and then it has a comma and says drinking alcohol is a control nervous system depressant and can cause effects such as impaired judgment, reduced alertness, and impaired muscular coordination. Ethanol can also be a product of decomposition or degradation. It's always hard to say that word. Degradation of the biological samples. So the other one, the benzene is from the oil and the ethanol is from decomp. No, it says like drinking alcohol. It says it right beside it in parentheses. See? Drinking, oh, wrong side. Drinking alcohol right there. Let me get you the whole thing so you can see. So, who knows? Very strange. And then there was also ethylbenzene. And it's used as a commercial solvent, a fuel additive, and a chemical intermediate in the production of styrene. So it's also from the oil. And then exposure to this compound generally occurs through the pulmonary route and air concentrations. The compound causes irritation to the eyes and nose. And then there was toluene. Toluene. I don't know. It's an organic solvent commonly found in such products as glues, paints, and lacquers. So, of course, that was from the oil too. That's so sad. I guess toluene is frequently abused for its intoxicating effects by teenagers or adults who inhale the vapors of the paints and glue solvents. A report of 136 such persons who are either hospitalized or arrested while intoxicated showed blood concentrations of 0.3 or 30 mcgs. Intoxication with toluene is manifested by slurred speech, slow movements, and inability to concentrate. But they weren't huffing it. They were submerged in it by their monstrosity father. And then she had xylene, and it's composed of 3 ensomers, O, M, and P xylenes. They're found as components of solvents and paints as well. So more oil stuff. And then the butanol is flammable liquid used as solvents for fats, waxes, resins, shellacs, and varnishes. So more of the oil stuff. And then it gives the name of the physician or the pathologist. And then it says, unless alternate arrangements are made by you, the remainder of the submitted specimens will be discarded 1 year from the date of this report. And the report is made on September the 12th of 2018. Hey, girl. Hey, Rambling Ruthie. Okay, so then it says analysis summary reporting. All of the following tests were performed for this case. For each test, the compounds listed were included in the scope. The reporting limit listed for each compound represents the lowest concentration of the compound that will reported as being positive. So it tells you the lowest level of that compound that you can have in your system to get a positive read. If the compound is listed as non-detected, it is not present above the reporting limit. Please refer to the positive findings section of the report for those compounds that were identified as being present. And they did not give us those. All they did was gave us the reporting limits and told us what limits would get you a positive read. So people could misconstrued the positive reading reporting limits as what they have in their system, because they just gave us the reporting limits. They did not give us the part of the discovery that has what was present. You see, nothing says present. So that's been taken out. And then on page 902, we have Bella Watts and the autopsy report. And there's really nothing on here I can really show you guys. It just has some markings on the face, but nothing that you would understand. Just some chicken scratch. Doctors usually aren't very neat writers, and all of this is in from the pathologist's report. See, external examination and all of his findings in his report. So it just says brown or blonde hair, and tells the length and the eye color, and that's it. And that she's a female. God rest her soul. And then it said that there was a bite wound on the tongue, because underneath abnormal findings here, you'll see that top says bite wound on the tongue there. Oh, bless her. And then it says something about the trunculum upper lip. And I can't read what it says about it because he has that word right there, and I can't really tell what that means. So, and then there's really nothing else on this paper. Just a bunch of stuff circled, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't understand it. And then it has the doctor actually writing out the cause of death right there. And it is asphyxiation due to smothering of the mouth. And then it says found in oil tanks and decomp. And then there was abrasion on the buttocks. And that's all that that says. Oh, God bless her heart. And then it goes on. Michael Person, the pathologist, types up a report, history of being reported missing, subsequently located in an obvious state of death within an oil tank, asphyxiation from smothering. And then it says blunt force trauma of the frenulum and gingival mucosa of the maxilla. And then it says post-mortem artifact, decomp, oil, water in stomach. So it does say that there was oil and water in her stomach, you guys. For the people that says that it didn't, or that it wasn't in there, it's right there, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't. And I don't know what that means because I don't have enough information. I'm just hoping it doesn't mean what some people think it does. But it doesn't give you any more information in here. It does see the benzene was present and all those things were present. At the bottom. Poor baby, yes. Poor precious soul. Thank you, Natasha. Yes, he was, Brandy. That's right. They couldn't even travel, Brandy. Not only cremate, they couldn't even put them on airplanes. Yep, you're absolutely right. Yep, Natasha, that the Ruseks are the ones that shared that with Dr. Phil. Sure enough. And he shared it on his podcast, actually. Okay, so then that acetaldehyde was present as well. And I'm going to do some more research on that. I need to write that word down. Let me just type it in here because I wanted to find out if that is possibly in oil. If it's not, then I think I might have picked up on something. Acetal Dehy search. Okay, perfect. I'm not going to do it right now, but I will later. Oh, did I mess it up? What happened? Okay, there it is. Sorry, you guys. So, I need it in my search history. Okay. I love Dr. Phil too. Okay, so then based on the history provided in the autopsy finding, the cause of death is asphyxia due to smothering. The toxicology results likely represent decomp and an artifact of being submerged in an oil tank for several days. The manner of death is homicide. And that was Bella's autopsy. The next page says the descendant is a 4-year-old Caucasian female who has an unknown medical history at the time of this autopsy. Reportedly, the descendant was reported missing with her sibling and mother on the afternoon of August 13th. Unfortunately, the descendant was subsequently loaded in an obvious state of death within an oil tank battery container. Well, that's good. That gives me hope because the medical examiner says that she was located in an obvious state of death with, oh, I thought he was saying before she went in, but it's not. He's saying that she was just found in an obvious state of death in the oil tank. So he didn't really say anything about that. The descendant was pronounced dead at the scene. Personnel present for the postmortem examination include Michael Burson, which is the pathologist, and Joey Weiner, which was the autopsy assistant. For a complete list of individuals at the autopsy, please see the investigative report file held at the Weld County Coroner's Office. And that's the file that we don't get to see, you guys. That's the redacted everything, not just the observations. The investigation report file held at the Weld County Coroner's Office is not in this discovery. Yeah, that would be good. I love the Ruseks. They are an inspiration to us all. And then it said, District Attorney disclaimer at 10:10 hours of August 17th. The representative from the District Attorney's Office read a portion of the email which he received from the Public Defender's Office. In this email, the Public Defender has requested that we swab the necks of the children for residual trace DNA. According to him and his expert DNA witness, they anticipate trace DNA being preserved on the neck structures of the children despite being confined in the container of oil water and associated tank for 4 days. So I don't even think that they gave them permission to do that, did they? Or did they go ahead and do it? I think they did, yeah, because there were swabs in the discovery. And then it goes into her clothing. And that's it. All right, now the next part is going to be, yeah, I'm not sure because we only have the redacted. Honestly, I don't think Dr. Phil would do that to the family if they weren't. You know what I mean? I think that's where he found out about the girls' bones being broken. I honestly think that he wouldn't have done that to them if that didn't really happen. So I don't know. This sucks. It just sucks so bad. All right, so this next part is evidence of injury. And we're still on Bella's autopsy. It says a 13-inch by 13 centimeter by 3 centimeter area of vertical excoriations on the left buttocks. That was one external evidence of injury. And then at least 1.5 centimeter laceration on the frenulum. That's right here in the upper gum line associated with pink purple contusions. Superficial probable bite wounds of the muscle surface of the tongue. And then it says a 9 by something to a 4 centimeter yellow tan possible abrasion on the left torso. So she also had abrasion on her left torso. And then she had faint yellow tan discoloration on the left shoulder. So thank you, you guys. This is really hard. I don't know, honey, but the blue glove did show up in Discovery, April. Thank you, Casey Lynn. Okay. This autopsy was performed at the request of the Weld County coroner. Talks about rigor mortis. Talks about what color hair she has. I'm just reading if there's anything abnormal because I do not want to read this out loud anymore. It just goes into all of the findings, the respiratory system, the spleen, the liver, the gastrointestinal. It just goes into all of that and doesn't really say anything is out of the ordinary, that or abnormal, besides that she's deceased and she's a precious child. Hold on, we're getting through it. We're getting through it. They took swabs of everything. And then The next one is Cece. Now, I want to see if she had that. Yeah, she had acetaldehyde too in her tank. Now, this is what's odd, is that the same thing was in each tank, right? But there's different findings in each autopsy, the toxicology report. So shouldn't it be the same thing? Hold on, I gotta get back down here and get the toxicology for Bella. Right. Okay. All right. Here's for her, and here's for Celeste. All right. I think he came up behind her and put a hand over Shanann's mouth in an ambush. Just a thought. Yes, very possible, April. I think so too, April. I don't think she made it upstairs. Yeah, I don't think she did either. That's fine, Mama. It's so sad. Hopefully her parents are staying as strong as they possibly can. I would have gone straight for the death penalty, honestly. Yes, me too. They got way more class than I do. No, they both had the same substance in them, Brandy. I don't know. Anyone think he killed the girls? Shanann walks in. He shows her the girls are dead, that she didn't fight. Oh, yeah. I think she saw at least one, if not both of her babies, being hurt before. Either came home to them hurt or saw them being hurt. Yes, absolutely, Helen. Okay, so I just want to point out that so this here, see if I can get this, is what was in Bella's toxicology there, but that's all that was in Celeste's. You see how huge difference? So I'm very curious to find out if both tanks were holding something different, because she doesn't have Bella's tank. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5 compounds that were found in the blood of Celeste. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 compounds that were found in the blood of Bella. So there must have been different stuff in the tanks. But everything that was found in Cece's toxicology was also found in Bella's. So the other tank must have had something else in it. It really hit home for me. I drove by their home this summer and their swing set was still outside. It literally broke my heart. Oh my God, I'm glad I don't live in Frederick, Colorado anymore, or I would have done the same thing, Denise. It breaks my heart too. I have broke down many times over this case. I don't think anyone wants to buy that house, honestly, even if it was ready to be sold or they could sell it. I don't think anyone wants it unless they're like, into paranormal stuff. You're absolutely right, Casey Lynn. They haven't. So interesting. There was no benzene in Celeste's tank. There was no ethylbenzene. There was no toluene. There was no xylenes. No hexane. And no methyl pentanes in hers as well. So, just goes into all those compounds, and we already went over all of them through Bella's. I'm in Colorado too. All of the innocent women and children murdered by these ignorant men make me cringe. Is it for sale now? Also depends on medication each child was taking. There are too many weirdos coming out of Colorado. Right. All right. My stepdad's from Colorado, you guys. The one that murdered my mom and did all that crazy stuff to me. Yeah, he's from Colorado. So, yeah, we're just going to skip all that. There's really nothing abnormal in Celeste's autopsy report, so we're just going to skip it. Yep. And then it just continues to go into that, and then something different finally. All right. I gotta organize those papers. Randy, that is so cool. My good friend from his lives in Bennett. Bennett is a wonderful small town. It changed so much. Yuck. I'm so sorry, Mama. Interesting finding, Mama. I wonder if that could point to Cece being deceased well prior to the tank. Therefore, less absorptions of the compounds. Right? Makes sense to me, Lola's mom. This is my organizing, and I'm usually very OCD, so I had to get up and fix it. It was making me crazy. But I have them numbered so I can put them back in order later. And I printed it out in case they keep taking stuff out of it. We'll know what they're taking out of it. Look at this. Is what we've went over so far. This is what we've covered so far in Discovery on this channel. Starting from page 1 to, we are on 931, so we are halfway there, y'all. Let's see what my beloved people are saying. The house feels creepy to drive by and talk to Nate's wife. They watch that house closely. Am I the only one that believes he took at least one child alive and was killed at the oil site? Yeah. I mean, no, you're not. I actually think that Bella was alive on the way to the oil site. I think she was. I think he killed Cece. I would have went for the death penalty too, for sure. Yes, y'all. And that is only, we're only halfway. We have another stack that big to go through. Whoop, whoop. I just spent an hour printing. It took an hour just to print like 125 pages. Hold on one second. Oh no. It died on me. I gotta go charge my Jolt. 1 second. That's fine. You're so rad. I love you. You're so rad. All right. Let that bad boy charge. And you can't have nicotine, you get candy. All right. One day we'll know the full truth, just will we be alive for it? Yeah, it is sad. Sandy is amazing, y'all. For real. Right? You guys are awesome for sharing your opinion with one another and being awfully mature. I love it. It says supplemental report, no property. On 9/4/2018, I, evidence supervisor Purcell, transferred evidentiary items from the Frederick Police Department to the CBI laboratory located at it's in Nevada for lab testing. Sorry, I had a piece of skin on my lip and it was making me crazy. And then it says the cover letter requesting testing, the evidence submission form listing all items for testing, and the evidence submission receipt have been added to the case file. Nothing further, Purcell. And then it says police department. It's got their little headline. Detective Dave Bumhover. Yes. Chris Putz. Then it says CBI. On 8/13, a triple homicide of Shanann Watts, 34, and her two daughters, Bella, 4, and Celeste, 3, occurred in their Frederick home. I respectfully submit the following items for forensic testing. Items 1, 2, and 3 is king-size bed recovered from the kitchen trash of the Watts residence. Items 1 and 3 contain residue believed to be makeup, possibly eyeshadow. Requesting DNA comparison with Shanann Watts, analysis of the residue, and the existence of a face print on any of these items. Item 12 is a blue nitrile glove recovered from the top of the refrigerator located within the Watts residence, requesting DNA analysis and latent print comparison testing. So they did send that glove off, you guys. They did. It's so true. The chewing gum and eating candy when your vape pen dies is awesome. I think he thought he had time to do, and he didn't expect her friend to bring down. That's right, Jacqueline. And how social she was. He really thought no one would notice or care about her right away. What a scary, scary monster. Hit that like button, y'all. Yes, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I see I've got 55 people here. I would love to have you guys here permanently. Also, if you used to subscribe to Leslie Bass, her channel's back up and she has lost all her subscribers. So go over there and hit that subscribe button on Leslie Bass as well, because it is not fair that she lost like thousands and thousands and thousands. And I know that you're thinking, oh, I'm already a subscriber to Leslie. No, for some reason, when she brought her channel back up, her subscribers were gone as well. So she's only at 535. She's not even at 1,000 yet. And she had like 16, maybe 14,000. I can't remember, but she had a lot. I feel so bad for her. So go subscribe to Leslie. Oh, I made something start playing. Oops, no. No, what is going on? Okay, thank you. All right. I subscribed. Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, I think that he thought that he had a lot of time to clean up. I'm obsessed with the why. Why did he do it? Yes, we all are, sister. Okay, so they sent off the glove for testing, you guys, and then, but remember, we never went to court, so the results to any of this stuff didn't need to be brought back. Items 26 and 27 are the black plastic trash bags recovered from the field adjacent to where the bodies, Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, were recovered, requesting DNA analysis and testing for latent fingerprints. Item 28 is a fitted bed sheet recovered from a field adjacent to where the bodies of Shanann and Bella and Celeste Watts were recovered, requesting DNA analysis search for additional evidence. So in Discovery, I've read it twice now. They aren't really sure. They say that the fitted sheet was recovered from the trash can, and then other places they say the fitted sheet was recovered from the field. So that is another thing that is up in the air, because in different places in the Discovery it says that it's a fitted sheet. So was there never a top sheet? Was there only two fitted sheets? Are they getting a mattress cover that most people keep on their beds these days mistaken for a fitted sheet? So it's just very hokey. And one day I will show you guys all the places where this sheet is brought up, because I used to think that if the sheet that was out in the field was a top sheet, then she never really got into the bed. But the sheet is still up in the air. The jury's still out on the sheet. Yes, everyone has to resubscribe to Leslie. I don't know why. When they brought her channel back up, Tammy, they took away all her subs and are making people resubscribe. So it's so stupid, and I'm going to use my platform to tell at least 1,600 people, so she can at least get my subscribers over there. And I wish that somebody else that had a bigger platform would spread the word that Leslie Bass got. That's not okay. That is so mean. She worked hard for all of those subscribers. So you guys get on over there, subscribe to her channel. I know you probably already have. She is amazing. And you already were, but for some reason she lost them all. That's why I put it in the title, hoping next to this Chris Watts insanity, hoping that everyone that's searching for this Chris Watts thing will register that no, I'm subscribed to Leslie's channel. Go over there and see that they're not anymore. So, but she has gotten like 300 subscribers in 1 hour so far. I know, Helen. I love that you're here. He may have been blackmailed by other accomplices, threatened to harm his family and NC. He's a monster, in my opinion, but I firmly believe there were others involved. Yes, rambling Ruthie. Agreed. Where are NK's friends? They are loyal, not talking at all. We all know she was there. I watched this girl named Carissa Exposed, I think it is. She only has like 300 subscribers or something like that. But she said that she is friends with people in that group and that some of her friends are friends with people in that group. And she lives right there in Denver. So I'm curious to see it. She said she was going to have some exclusive interviews on it. So hopefully that does happen. So what else? Items 29, 30, 32 are separate parts of the rake recovered from the top of a clandestine grave from which Shanann Watts was recovered, requesting DNA analysis and latent print comparison on the rake, you guys. Hey, girlie, just to let you know, because I have a friend who has gone through this, when your channel comes, bacon takes a bit to repopulate. Like a few days, but they will come back. When your channel comes bacon. Oh, back. Oh, that's good. Well, it's okay. We can all go subscribe. Anyways. Norma, you're going to love her. Her name is the girl that said she just said that she knows some of the people from the Watts group, you know, like the friends, like she lives right there. Her name is Carissa Exposed. I mean, what you meant, the glamorous life. I knew what you meant. All right, and then it says, okay, here it is. Here's a prime example. It says that, all right. The fitted bed sheet recovered from a field adjacent to where the bodies of Shanann and Bella and Celeste were recovered. So they talk about the fitted sheet there, and then they also say there was a fitted sheet in the trash. So, which is it? Items 29, 30, and 32 was the rake, and then item 31 is what appears to be blonde hair recovered from the upper access opening of the crude oil storage east tank located at the well service site. And they wanted DNA analysis in comparison with the DNA of Celeste. They wanted to see if that was Celeste's hair. A lot of people are getting it confused that it's Bella's hair, and it's not. It's Celeste's hair, you guys. Yes, we're are her friends. None of them are talking, and her exes, we know there's a lot. Where are her friends? If you were the judge, what would your opinion be? On what, babe? If I was the judge, what would my opinion be on Chris or NK? You got to tell me what I'm judging, and I will. Andrew DeVries. Why did Chris put the red gasoline container in his truck? he moved it from one side to the other. Beauties, I never catch you on live. Hey, girl. Hey, Ashley. But Jez, he looks so guilty with the immaculately organized house. Shanann's OCD, she was amazing, except that day, beds unmade, even threw sheets in the trash. He even told cop Shanann did leave. Yeah, and he left that glove on top of the refrigerator. That was weird. And then they also sent off for DNA and testing. He deserves a slow, painful death, being more scared than his wife and children. But geez, he looks so guilty with the, oh, that's my judge ruling. The evidence that you know both. Well, I haven't went through all the evidence yet. I still have half of discovery to go through before I can give that, Andrew. My mind is open to all possibilities. If someone says, I think it could have happened this way, and it's plausible, there's no way to disprove it, then of course I'm going to agree with them because it could have happened that way. There's no way to disprove that it didn't happen that way. So there's no way to prove that it happened the way Chris said it, but we're believing him. So why would I not believe someone else that's not a big fat liar like Chris when I can't disprove what they're saying? Finish up the last 4 hours of that I have of his Wisconsin confession, and I need to finish this discovery before I decide. And then I will give you my 100% what I think. But I strongly think that Nicole wouldn't have had all these things that made her look so guilty. There's 1,000,001 questions. I think I wrote them down. Hopefully I didn't throw them away. But I wrote down all the reasons why I feel NK should be given a polygraph, pretty much. Because she lied about so much. And you don't go into hiding and lie if you're innocent. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, the glove was found on top of the refrigerator, and they just talked about it in Discovery. It is evidence item number 12. Item number 12, a blue nitrile glove recovered from the top of the refrigerator located within the Watts residence. And they were requesting DNA analysis. And I'm sure that this stuff is super pricey. And since they didn't have to go to court, I doubt they paid to have any of this done. Since he pled guilty and took a plea deal, I doubt they even got the results for this stuff. Who knows if they did or not. He wouldn't kill himself, loser. Can I just say I've been with a total creep and sociopath like Chris. His name was Colton. If I stayed with him, I guaranteed something like this would have happened to me. Total freak. Yes, Ashley, you need to come share your survivor story with us one day. I have. The same thing happened to me, and it happened exactly like Shanann in Frederick, Colorado. Same town and everything. Same manner of almost death for me. And he continued to do that to me for 6 years. He choked me until I passed out. And I always felt like one day he was going to accidentally break my windpipe. And then he held a gun to my head in Frederick, Colorado, and made me drive around in the snow in a rear-wheel drive BMW. And I get it, girl. Trust me. I get it. Let's see. Can I just say I've been with a oh, true. Everybody has their opinion. Only one notes the truth. Thank you, Andrew, if you're saying that about me. It's interesting to think he might have used the gasoline for an explosion. Yes, that is very interesting because there was that explosion that had happened before that hurt people. She's not innocent for sure, Natasha. We helped with the NK list too. Yes, you did, Brandy. My subs helped. NK researching Shanann Watts a year prior is something for sure. Exactly. And she started working in Anadarko in March, you guys. So they were seeing each other from at least March. And she wanted to see him in January when she Googled him. A polygraph's not even admissible in court, Andrew DeVries, but what I'm saying is it will cause her to not be so confident. If she failed a polygraph, then she would lose some of her, y'all ain't got nothing on me. What are you going to do now? You know, some of her cockiness, some of her, I'm running this show. If she had a failed polygraph on her back, then she might have carried herself differently. Yes, me too, Denise. Andrew's not 100%, but would surely open some doors to some more information. Yes. Agreed, Chronic. I love you. And you sold Thrive too. Oh, yeah, I have so many similarities as Shanann. Plus, I drive an old Lexus, but I still drive a Lexus. I sold Thrive. I am called Nana by my granddaughter. Lots. We wrote those down one day too. We wrote down all the similarities that I have. Oh, and I moved from North Carolina to Colorado. That's another one, you guys. I moved from North Carolina to Colorado to start my life with my family and just get away from everything here. And her phone pinged in Frederick, and she didn't clock in that AM at work. And there's more deleting her phone. Oh, yes, Casey, we wrote all that down. There's another, I have a video on my channel that says all the reasons why NK needs investigated or something like that. So if you go find that video, you'll see, I mean, we went on and on. We looked up everything. We talked about how she was Googling Ronnie, how she was Googling the address, how she Googled wedding dresses, how she pinged in Frederick, how she was on the phone with Chris when the cops were asking about Shanann's tattoos and about the height and weight of the children. She had no business being on the phone with him during that. She deleted her phone. She told Chris to delete her phone. She said to pawn the wedding ring. She told him to get his own bank account. She told him to move the truck. She was Googling Amber Frey and Amber Frey's net worth, and did people hate Amber Frey, and is the married man I'm seeing going to leave his wife? I mean, this list goes on and on, but a lot of people don't know these things. They don't know that NK did all these things, but she did. She would not give her phone to be downloaded. Her new phone that she was using, she gave the phone that she deleted to the cops to be downloaded and searched, but she conveniently forgot her password on the phone that she had all her stuff transferred to. So she brought her dad to the interview, and she was a grown woman, and he was there like some kind of guy, and her dad acted like he was connected to the Thornton Police Department somehow, because he was very concerned about the Thornton Police Department seeing his daughter's phone while they had it, downloading it. And Kevin Kovac was like, oh no, they're just downloading it, they're not going to see any information in it. And what else? she wouldn't say Shanann's name. She was super uncomfortable saying her name. She was detached from the kids, really. She told her friend that she was being investigated, Charlotte, and her friend said, well, unless you're not being investigated, or you'll at least get house arrest or something. Their text messages back and forth were really crazy and weird. And she said, I don't care what you had to do with this, the best friend, but you need to be here for my dad's funeral. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But because I have an open mind, and I do keep an open mind, there is a small chance that she was a victim too in all of this. And so I'll listen to people that say that. I won't just block them and be like, oh no, if you don't think she's guilty, then you got to get up out of here. No, that's not how it is. I want to hear what you have to say. And if there is actual proof that proves what you're saying is inaccurate, then we will work on that together, and we can just agree to disagree if you don't feel the same, you know? You know? I need that explained. Yep, Casey. For sure. He was physically abusive as well as mentally. So reminded me of Chris, and that's why I was infatuated with this case. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ashley. Oh, I'm going up the wrong way. I know many men in my family and in my past that have been so selfish and egotistical that they don't regard anybody but themselves, no matter how much they love their partners. Ashley, I know. I lived with a man that was as sick as Chris growing up, and he ended up murdering my mom when I was 14 years old. So I know exactly what you mean about the demonic family. He has a narc traits, and alcohol plays a big role. I'm sorry, love. I cried when Mama said that prayer. Remember, guys? Yes, love. I love you guys so much. Narcissists are good at manipulating their interest. I had became best friends with a girl that my ex had convinced to sleep with her. Yep. My husband that did that to me that we just talked about got my best friend pregnant, and she had a baby with him, and the baby was 6 months old when we found out it wasn't his. And my best friend had just died in my car in an accident that her girlfriend had killed her by moving her body and not calling the police. And I was in a hospital getting help and like breaking down because this happened in my car. And they were being intimate with each other while I was getting help. And then I got pregnant, and probably a month after I got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant. But she was further along than me. She was like maybe 3 months further along than me. Yep. And then when the baby was born, he came to me and he said, she feels like mine. There's just something about her. She's my baby. And he was giving her money, and he paid for the paternity test, and it didn't end up being his baby. My abuser, my husband. Convinced her I was awful to him. I was loyal over 2 years, although he had cheated. Still friends with that her to this day. Oh, that's good, Ashley. Very good. And you guys, the narcissists aren't even the ones we got to worry about. It's the covert narcissists, the communal narcissists that are hiding behind these facades and these fake masks of helping out in the community and doing charity work. And they get their kicks off of helping people and doing it out in the open so everyone can see. Yeah, that's scary. just when you get confident enough and strong enough to detect a narcissist and know that you don't want to be with those kind of men, and know that you're going to steer clear of those kind of men, you find out there's men like Chris Watts out there, and there's men that can convince the world that they are amazing and the best thing since sliced bread, and come to find out they're a monster from the depths of the sewer. Then he slowly changed and gradually changed. Oh, I'm so sorry, love. First year I was married to my husband, he tried to sleep with one of my BFS. I forgave him, but I probably should have gotten out then. I'm sorry, Rambling Ruthie. Does somebody want to come on and talk about it? I would be more than happy to bring somebody on to share their story of getting out. What's the difference between a narcissist and a covert narcissist? Okay. A narcissist, everybody in the room is rolling their eyes at them. They don't know how cocky and just ridiculous they sound. All right. A narcissist is like, yo, man, I almost died today and I almost saved 50 people. And it was so cool. You had to be there, man. I'm like the awesomest thing in the world, man. That's a narcissist. And everybody's like rolling their eyes like, oh my God, this dude is crazy. Right? Okay. Just that cocky guy, can't stop talking about himself, bringing on attention all the time, just constantly Mr. Cool. And those are a normal narcissist. I mean, it's just obvious. They're just arrogant bungholes. Okay. A covert narcissist you can usually find in the church community, in charitable organizations, getting out there pounding the streets to get donations, to raise money, they're the people that go out downtown and they like, hey man, I want to pray for you. Get over here and let me pray for you. Everybody, I'm going to pray for him. Let's do this. Let's all pray together. You know what I'm saying? In his nice dress clothes, but he'll find the biggest bum and get everyone to see that he's praying with someone of a lower level than them. They are he's all the time giving you stuff, wanting you, oh, I want you to have this. It's only so they can throw it in your face later or manipulate you and get control over you because you want to keep getting stuff from them. You see what I mean? They are really good at um, giving for self gratification. That's what it is. Yes, Ashley, that's what a covert is. That's why covert narcissists were invented, because they're the innocent ones. They're the ones that you would never think were a narcissist. Never. Ever in a million years, you would never think a covert narcissist is a narcissist. They've probably never been called one in their entire life. My cover only mistreats me when there is no one else around, so I look crazy for reacting, easy for him to blame. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, girl. Trust me. I know. I had one that would, if I called for help, he would jerk the phone out of the wall, the cord, and then tell me that it didn't happen, that he didn't jerk the phone cord out of the wall, that I'm crazy, that the phone line was working just fine. And then you start to wonder if it really did happen that way, and maybe I am crazy. And I hate that, girl. I hate that. My boys are my world. My cancer made it where I can't have any more babies, and I almost died having them. I'll shank anyone that tries to steal them. Yes, girl, I get it. Narcissists make you feel crazy. Yes, they are good at gaslighting. So, what happens with a narcissist? Let's just say he didn't make it home for dinner. Okay. He had promised to make it home for dinner. Dinner's cold. He walks in the door an hour late. And instead of apologizing for being late, he says something to the fact that, well, I'm not used to you cooking anyway. You don't normally do this. So why would you expect me to be here on time? This is out of the ordinary for you. Instead of being happy that you cook for him and that he effed up and he's late, he will turn everything around on you, flip the script, and play the victim. They are very, very good at that. I was crazy. I came from a poor background. He had a degree, and so he was smarter than me. I'm just a country bumpkin from North Carolina. Like, I get it. And it sucks to be with a narcissist. A covert narcissist will give you a place to live just so they can control you. They don't really want to live with anyone. They just want you to be stuck in a position to where you have to do for them and do and say what they want or be kicked out. Yes, gaslighting. I had a family take my abusive ex side over mine. Definitely sociopath. Girl, Natasha, we got to talk. Mine did too. Do you know that I moved out of my family's house because they would not make my ex leave? They wanted him to put a floor in their home. And so they wanted to let him live there so he would install their hardwood floors. I was livid, and me and my daughter left, and my family let my ex live with them. So I get it, girl. And then when I got married, they did the same thing with my second husband because he was paying them to do runs, so to speak, and they wanted the money and didn't want to turn their back on him, so they turned their back on me. I get it, Natasha. Trust me, it's awful. And yes, ladies, I'm going to write a book one day. I've already got the outlines all made out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a book about my life. And I'm going to start with elementary school. And so my primary child life, I'm going to write a book and what I grew up in and this, what I watched my stepmom deal with, or my mom deal with my stepdad, and the abuse and moving from house to house. I never went to the same school for an entire year until I was in high school. The just disgusting filth that I lived in, and the projects where things were constantly going on all the time, the things that I seen growing up in the projects and all of that. That's going to be the first book. And then the second book is going to be about my middle school and high school years and all the things that went down with that. And my mom was murdered right when I went into high school. So that the second book will be about my mom being her actual murder. And well, the first book's going to end with my mom's murder, and then the second book's going to begin with what happened immediately after that, and then so on and so forth. So you guys will get to eventually read a bibliography about my life, about my entire life. So I'm super excited that I started this channel, because by the time that I do write the series of books, I'll have a platform to share them on. Thank you, Natasha. And always remember, you guys, that I want to share your survivor stories. It gets really, really depressing reading this Chris Watts discovery stuff and the books about it and all of the true crime that we're following. And I just love to insert here and there whenever you want to. It can be any day that you want. And guess what, you guys? If you schedule a day to do it, and an hour before it's time to do it, you get nervous and you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Mama D. I quit. That's fine too. I am so understanding. I will just come on by myself. We'll just pretend like there was never a guest and we'll just keep it moving, sisters. So don't think that if you schedule yourself to appear that I'm going to be harassing you saying, girl, you said you was coming on my show to share your survivor story. And that's not how I am at all. So I know that life happens. I know that things come up. I've made lives so many times here already and had to delete them because something came up and I couldn't come live, that I get it, girl. So I want you guys to email me. Here's my email. Share your survivor story on my channel. We need to hear it. We need to hear that there's just as many women out there getting out and surviving and overcoming and kicking those addictions butts and becoming independent and getting away from that abuser. We need to hear those stories just as much as we hear the stories of the people that didn't get away, that the people that lost their lives fighting. So I really, really want to be adamant about sharing these survivor stories. We need the morale. We need the pick me up after everything that's been going on this last few months and years. So here's my email. All right. My boy is crazy. That's the kind of narcissist my ex was. I always thought that was the reason why Shanann was cheated Chris on camera. Narcissists seem wonderful at first, gaslighting at its finest. I learned what that was. Yes, Mama. 2 examples of covert narcissists are George Costanza from Seinfeld and the loser brother from 2.5 Men. You can Google it. Yeah, it's in the book too. They said that in the book, Mischief the Cat. That the author, what's her name? What's the author of that book? Lena, something like that. I was just watching pages 674 videos, and you earn your subscribers here for sure. When you talked about all 4 lost recipes and you're live on Christmas, you're just the kind of friend I want. Oh, Bridget, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yes, my covert narcissist home was him and his parents' home. Oh my God, that is me right now. Please read my comments as I feel they will relate to other girls. Try to leave and it's much worse. Ashley, you're more than welcome to come on the chat and share your story. You're welcome to come on the platform if you want to. I can't read all the comments sometimes. It's just not going to happen. I've been there. Go stay in my guest house with them in Oklahoma after I broke up with him. I ran to my sister in Oklahoma too. This is getting a little weird. Natasha, not weird, but this is cool actually that we relate so much on this level. But yes, I left in the middle of the night with my daughter and ran to Oklahoma and stayed with my sister who lives in Oklahoma. Well, she don't anymore, but she did. So will I read it? Oh, thank you guys for saying you buy my book. Let's see. Oh boy, I love them so. He began timing me when I went to the grocery store. I would almost run through the store panicking. Yes, girl, I am so glad I don't have that feeling anymore, Cynthia. Mine did too. I would go get like chicken wings and he would think that I was sleeping with the guy in the broom closet buying the chicken wings. It was ridiculous. And after now I keep my phone on silent and I don't even look at my phone. So if my phone number gets doxxed, you guys don't worry because I don't answer any numbers that are not programmed in there. I don't even leave my ringer on all day. I am not a slave to my phone like a lot of women are. And I go to my phone when I'm ready to look at who's called or who's text. And on until your last fall camping trip. I will shut up now. I'm sorry. Until our last fall. No, you don't got to shut up, Cynthia. Oops, already and planned. I'm so shy. So yeah, LOL. You're okay, Natasha. You're safe here. And let me just say, ladies, I'm so happy now. A year after my abuse. Ooh, that is awesome. You go, girl, Ashley. You little warrior. You. You were so sweet when I emailed you. I love you. Oh, Natasha, I love you too. Amazing sweet man I've ever known, who also owned the first horse I ever become comfortable with riding on my own. We have the best life together. Literally my dream life. I thought my dream life was, oh baby, that is awesome. What a great story. Please come up. Andrew DeVries. What do you mean, love? With him, but it was not. My dream life bloomed after the abuser. Yes, girl. As much you've been through, mama. It's so amazing how beautiful soul. Oh, thank you. One last thing, mama, and y'all, I'm off one drug finally, still trying to get off the other. I can't believe I said so much. Gary just blurted it out. It's okay, baby. You are safe here. I promise you. I take Suboxone every day. Or not Suboxone, Subutex. Same thing, buprenorphine. I'm on buprenorphine every day. And when I started my channel, I wasn't on buprenorphine. I had already weaned myself off of it and was clean. But then the holidays creeped up on me. Thanksgiving creeped up on me. On Thanksgiving, I just lost it and I missed my family and I craved a Percocet 30. I just wanted to numb myself. And so instead of calling people at 8 a.m. when people would be awake that might have a 30, I went to the clinic at 5 a.m. and I showed up there at 5 a.m. I got someone to sit at my house while I went with my son while he was asleep. And I got myself put back in treatment, and I get drug tested every month, and I'm on I'm accountable, and it's great. And I am still sober. I'm sober. I'm not doing my drug of choice. I'm sober. I might not be able to pee clean because there's buprenorphine in my system, but that doesn't mean I'm not sober. You can't take my sobriety away from me. You can take my clean pee away from me by saying that I couldn't pee clean. But honey, I'm sober. I'm not doing the drug that I want to do. And that is whenever you're on a treatment program and you're on a management drug for addiction, you are sober. Don't let these people tell you you're not. You are sober unless you're doing both. And then that's a whole nother story. Let's see. If I don't answer the phone, he does something worse. You're not still with him, though, 610, are you? What did Andrew do? Uh-oh. Please come up. What does that mean? A. Andrew. What does that, not A. Andrews, but Andrews. What does that mean? Come up. Because you about to get blocked. So you better get one last word in. You're welcome, love. Nope, they sure don't. See? So look at everybody here. We're all recovering. I'm so proud of you, Cynthia. You go, girl. It's all about keeping yourself busy. You got to keep yourself busy. An idle mind is an addiction's playground, okay? An idle mind is an addiction's playground, and you want to stay busy. You want to find out things that you like. We spend so much time running the streets trying to find our drug of choice that we forget the things that make us happy because we never really had time for things that would make us happy before because we were too busy running the streets trying to find things. But now you have plenty of time to figure out if you like to color, to figure out if you like to swim, if you like to run on a treadmill, if you like to sing, dance, work out. I mean, there's got to be something that you like to do. Paint rocks. I mean, there's 101 different things that I did to keep myself busy when I was trying to kick my addiction. I get it. 610. I'm so sorry. You're so funny, Brandy. Okay, well, it's time to go. Let's see. That was meant for the person that you were trying to get up. Okay, come up. I wasn't trying to get anyone up. Actually, Andrew. So you got about 5 minutes to act right. 5 seconds. Only kratom for me now. Good for you, Kathy Clifton. It didn't work for me, love. Thank you, Jean. I wasn't being mean, but Mama needed to know. Life with Billy on YouTube is a scary, true life case of domestic violence and murder. It's a movie. I've seen a lot. Um, and a case that is old but worth attention if you check it out. Okay, Natasha, I will check it out. I'm finding myself again because of this maintenance medicine, but I've been in an abusive relationship for the past 22 years, and I did leave him the last 4 months, but I'm back now. So you left him for 4 months and now you went back, love? You're back with him? I could never have told this to a group of people. I thank you all. And Mama, of course, Cynthia. Yes, girl. We are all here to not judge because we've all been in that part of our addiction, or most of us that are on addiction management. We've been in that low part of our life, and we're not here to judge you. That's for sure. Hopefully, I will be able to decide what to do because I have a feeling I'm going to have to leave him for good. I'm worried about you, Rambling. Yes. And there are domestic violence shelters all over the world that you can be hidden out into, and they're absolutely free, and they help you regain your independence. They will help you get on an income based housing. They'll help you get ahead of the waiting list on Section 8. They will literally put you in a whole nother state if they have to. So there are resources for you, and I want you to make sure that you put my email down in case you need me. Okay, here you go. Please use this at any point in time, and I can tell you where to get the information. Ladies, if you're in an abusive relationship right now and you don't know how to find the domestic violence shelter, the next time you go to the doctor, the OBGYN, your regular doctor, the emergency room, in the women's bathroom, on the back side of the door of all these places is a domestic violence hotline for you to be able to call and get into one of these shelters. Okay. So everywhere at the hospital, in the bathroom at the hospital, in the women's bathroom, in the OBGYN, or in your regular family doctor's office. It is in the women's bathroom on the other side of the door. They should have it for men, a separate, or whatever, but I don't think they do. There are just as many men out there that get beat up too by their significant others. Till it's sold, but it's the last tie that I have with him. Oh, 610. We will be definitely here for you during this process. Of course. You asked to come up and share her story. Okay, all right. Well, then I apologize, Andrew DeVries. Come up. I didn't understand what you meant. You meant come on or whatever. Same thing. I get it now. 610, I'll pray for you because I know that is hard. Thank you for letting me vent on here too. Of course. Of course. I enjoy hearing it because it helps me understand that this is more common than not. Bye. I love you too, Natasha. Mwah. I'm not leaving the house until it's sold. Cynthia, you rock. Yes, she does. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, 610 in Australia. Don't let any man threaten or scare you. That's right. You go, girl. Rambling in 610 formed a friendship. I love it. Thank you, Denise. 1800, $7.99. Safe. What's the long done because of Nicole Simpson? Wasn't that long done because of Nicole Simpson? I don't know. Okay, thank you so much. Do you think Chris Watts was in mind control by NK with her centric sex and beliefs? I don't know. I don't know much about that. Sorry, I gotta fix my Monroe. That was my piercing. See. I don't know enough about all of that for me to, and I don't really want to open up my mind to that kind of stuff because I am a believer of love and light. And I feel like you give the darkness and demons and stuff like that more power when you acknowledge them and when you obsess over them and when you think about them. And so I don't want to give them any power whatsoever. And if she did do that, I don't want to acknowledge it. And I've never had like any kind of weird demonic dreams or anything like that because I don't acknowledge that crap. It is real. I do believe that demons and stuff like that are real and satanic cults and all of that. But I am surrounded by a hedge of protection. I'm very lucky. What was the name of the documentary on domestic violence? Something Billy. Download. Aspire app on phone looks like news, but it's a way to let people know you need help. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for supporting Leslie Bass. I'm brand new, but I subscribe, so I'll see. But like y'all. Oh, Sassy, thank you. I love Leslie. She's awesome. I just wanted to make sure that people went and resubscribed to her because that's absolutely wrong what happened to her. And she's so genuine and awesome. And she inspired me to start my channel. So I just look up to her and I just wanted it to be out there so she could watch her channel grow by the hour, because there's so many people that love her. It's hard to leave, and 22 years is a long time, but you have to get out because he might finally kill you. My fiance told me in one of his honeymoon periods that we should probably part. Aww. Yeah, my stepdad ended up murdering my mom, you guys, when she met him in church. Was designed by Dr. Phil's wife. It's life-saving. Nicole Simpson brought DV to light. That case breaks my heart. Thank you, Cynthia. I'm working on it because he was feeling that he might kill me by accident. I finally left after that. Yeah, I told my ex-husband a lot of times, Cynthia, that he could have killed me by accident because he didn't recognize his own strength because he's a really big guy. I love you too, Brandy. Oh, I missed Chronic's message. Where'd it go? Mama and friends, I'll be praying for all of you. My heart goes out to all of you. I have been in so many of your shoes. I need to run as I'm not feeling well. Much love, and I'll see you all next time. Much love and big hugs to you, Chronic Life. We love you so, so much. We love you so much. Grew up in that kind of home. Oh, I'm so sorry, Andrew. You're safe here. And it made you who you are today, believe it or not. It gave you a strong core, I'm sure. Night Chronic. Good night, Chronic. Love you, Mama. All of you. Yes, it's already 1:30 here, you guys. I'm getting ready to go myself. I was just going to finish the comments. See, there he goes again. Andrew, knock it off. What did he say? He just said he grew up in that kind of home, Brandy. Was there something I'm not seeing? Good night, Chronic Live. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to bed, but I will be back on the next live. Huh. Billy is free on YouTube, is what she's saying. All right. Well, I love you guys. It's getting late. The bars are getting ready to let out, and I don't want any crazies on my live. Everyone was awesome tonight. I didn't have to block anyone. And looks like I got the address people taken care of. Oh, he keeps deleting his comments. Gotcha. Okay. Did you see any that were inappropriate, or he's deleting them and you don't know what they say? We'll get to the bottom of it. I love you guys so much. You're retracting what? I'm retracting it. Well, you shouldn't be typing things that you have to retract, honey. Okay? We got to think before we speak, and then we won't retract. We will not say things that we want to retract. You see what I mean? Of course, Cynthia. Of course. I'm just waiting to see what Andrew says back to see if he is staying or not. He said that he grew up in that same kind of home, so actually he was sharing. But if I'm not getting something that y'all are, I don't trust the internet. That's why I attract it. Okay. All right. Well, we've got our eye on you, love, and you're welcome to be here and you're welcome to share. And we want you to feel safe just like everybody else. But there is a certain amount of respect that comes in the chat. So just kind of tone it down a little bit and don't type something that you don't want, to say. But I don't think that he's been too inappropriate. I've seen some bad stuff in the chat, you guys, and I don't think he's been bad at all. So it's okay. Everyone is welcome here until they exactly, Natasha, and I'm proud of you for being like that. It took you, going through what you went through to get on the other side to have that thick skin, and it's great. I mean, that's people are like, how do you stay happy all the time? Because my mom's not being murdered every day, because my child's not being taken away from me every day, because I'm not being robbed at gunpoint every day, because all those things have happened to me in my life. So when something as little as the car breaking down for $3,000, you just, it's life. It's life. No one's dead. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's happy. I'm not being kicked out. The lights aren't being shut off. The water's on. I get a hot bath. There's food in my cabinet. So I should be positive. But I love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. I can't believe I was on this for 2 hours. I think that's one of my longer lives that I've done. But I really enjoy y'all's company. I really enjoy hanging out. And I'm going to continue printing out this discovery, you guys. We have lots of stuff to go over. And we got to page 933 tonight. Well, I want to see his stuff too. We talk things out and like to uplift each other. Yes, I don't know why you didn't see it, but he did say that he grew up in a home like that. and it wasn't deleted. It's still there. So I don't understand. But you know, girl, I got this. I'll be blocking everybody that don't act right. I have yet to let somebody stay that doesn't act right. So peace out, Andrew. I love you guys so much. And I just love how you come to my defense. Brandy, thank you for looking out for me. I know you're just looking out for me and all of us in the chat and all our peoples. So love you bunches, and everybody, sweet dreams. Have a wonderful night. My sweet dreams will be laying next to me in the bed because my son will be sleeping with me. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.